How you doing out there? How you doing? It's Frankie Russo pre-show for show number 67. How are you tonight? It's about 11:50. We're getting ready to pop at 106 with our live show. I just want to keep this dialogue going on this criminal enterprise that I believe that's in the White House, this executive branch. You know, do you believe the executive branch of the United States government, the Obama administration, is a criminal enterprise? And I believe, this hasn't been proven yet. This is just a theory based on some of the sources, the WND. We got Jerome Corsi, we got Rachel Effenfeld, we got Judicial Watch, we got Weekly Standard, we got, what else? Oh yeah, some congressional oversight hearings. So I believe this information, these sources are statistically significant. In other words, they fall within the standard deviation of the mean, within the standard deviation of classified documents. So I believe, I'm not going to front here. This has not gone through the smell test. This hasn't gone through any congressional oversight committee or anything, or any investigation by a government agency or anything like that. But I believe there's something here, and it's crazy that it's gone on this long. So just to cut to the chase quickly, an overview, if you want to get more in depth on this overall outline that I have here, because what I'm doing is I'm connecting the dots, putting an outline together, and I'm bringing it from 1970 to 2015, because June 30th, 2015 is, unfortunately, this Fugazi Iranian nuke deal is supposed to come to fruition. So I don't know. So I'm looking to bring everything full circle. Okay. So being that said, just to give everybody a quick overview, and if you got any, I'm gonna post after the show my pre-show for the 66 show. So this way you'll have a good idea of this whole outline. But just to give you a quick overview, I got a fraudulent draft card, which I believe is statistically significant. Obama's an illegal president based on federal law. A fraudulent selective service card. No one could serve in the executive branch. I believe Obama's illegal. From there, memorandum of understanding, December 2008, between the Clinton Foundation and Obama. Valerie Jarrett signed it, and Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Cheryl Mills, Rosa Jackson, Huma Abedin, and the State Department. So basically, Hillary Clinton sitting as the Secretary of State, while the Clinton Foundation's got a chokehold on the Secretary of State's office. I believe right now, just not even looking at part two on this, this is an illegal entity based on Obama's being a legal president. So this falls within the RICO, Title 18, within the RICO statute, under the definition of the FBI's definition of a criminal enterprise. And now we got the second part to this thing, which I think is kind of crazy, because it deals with a building, it deals with property in the United States, New York, 650 Fifth Avenue, and 4 American mosques that were built by this entity, the Alevi Foundation, Assa Corporation, and Bank Milli of Iran. So just to give you a quick overview on this, it's more in depth on the pre-show from last week. What happened was the Shah of Iran had to leave Iran, and the Iranian mullahs took over all his assets, and they took the 650 Fifth Avenue building over. It was originally the foundation of the oppressed in Iran. That was the foundation that originally had owned the 650 Fifth Avenue building. But what happened was, eventually the mullahs, because the Iranian mullahs felt it was too overt. Hold on one second. Let me get some water. Sorry about that, man. My throat is, these allergies are crazy. But anyway, to get back to the presentation, we got Alevi Foundation, that's a corporation, and Bank Milli of Iran. So what happened was, initially, like I said before, the Foundation for the Oppressed in Iran was the original owner of 650 Fifth Avenue building after the Shah left. But the Iranian mullahs found that not to be too conspicuous, that was too overt. It wasn't covert enough, so they eventually the Alevi Foundation owned a percentage of this building, Asa Corporation owned a percentage of this building, and Bank Melli of Iran owned a percentage of this building. So what happened was these entities were in ownership of this building, and they were operating 650 Fifth Avenue building. A lot of assets here. This building alone is worth over $500 million. Okay? This is big money. Crazy. So what happened was, Preet Bharara from the Justice Department, the FBI, and the Treasury Department started to surveil these three entities and 650 Fifth Avenue. Wiretaps, wire transfers, crazy stuff. And they found, after all their investigation, a problem. So Preet Bharara filed with the Southern District under Judge Catherine Forrest, claiming that the Alevi Foundation, the Asa Corporation, and Bank Melli of Iran was really the Iranian government operating within the United States jurisdiction, 650 Fifth Avenue building, funneling money laundering through these fake organizations, front organizations to the Iranian government, and the Iranian government was taking that money and putting it into their nuclear program, their long ballistic missile program, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the Quad Force, all of the entities that were killing Americans and killing American allies. Terrorism, performing all the terror throughout the world. Money was coming from 650 Fifth Avenue building through these terrorist organizations to the Iranian government, which was deemed a state sponsor of terror by the nctc.gov since 1984. Also, the director of the Alevi Foundation was found guilty of obstruction of justice, and he went to jail. So these were deemed terrorist entities. They froze their assets, they blocked their assets, they seized and forfeited 650 Fifth Avenue building to the families of the victims of the unfortunate bombing of the World Trade Center in September 11, 2001, and the families of the Marines of the bombings of Beirut in the 1980s. The proceeds to this building. So what happened was, this terrorist entity gave money to the Clinton Foundation, $105,000. I think that's unconscionable. It doesn't make sense to me. How could a former president of the United States accept money from this terrorist entity? They did, under the grounds of one foundation to another, charity. Are you kidding me? I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. So that's where we left off last week. And I also spoke about why I don't believe it. There's some things that are very fishy. For example, on October 21st, 1998, the President, Clinton, and the Congress signed into law Omnibus 1999, Section 117, which deemed American families that are victims of these terrorist attacks were able to recover damages, were able to cover money from the assets of these rogue regimes, these terrorist regimes. And so, for example, like 650 Fifth Avenue, like it happened in this particular case. And this was like 2008, 2009. President Clinton signed this into law 1998. This Section 117, enabling American families to go to for recovery of damages, get some money back for the unfortunate loss of their loved ones during these terrorist attacks. So with all that going on, That same day, on October 21st, 1998, President Clinton signed Presidential Determination 99-1, which waived the requirements of Section 117. In other words, it blocked. First, he enabled the Americans to recover damages from these terrorist regimes, these terrorist states, and then he blocked American people from doing it. Under the guise of national security, he's protecting the Iranian assets. Crazy, right? Under national security. This gets crazy at all. Now, from there, I found the Wabc Foundation, based on Dr. Rachel Effenfeld, the president of the American Center for Democracy, and some court papers. According to court papers in 2003, so Dr. Rachel Effenfeld claims in the late 80s, $1.4 million went to the Blind Sheikh's Mosque, for donations to the Blind Sheikh's Mosque from the Wabc Foundation. And then we know what the Blind Sheikh's Mosque was involved with the bombing of the World Trade Center in 1993. So Dr. Rachel Effenfeld, I think it was 87, 88, she had money going there, 1.4 million. The court papers of 2003 that I read had $1.4 million going to the Wabc Foundation, from the Wabc Foundation to the Blind Sheikh's Mosque in 1997. And then, according to the American Spectator, public tax records show that the Wabc Foundation paid more than $1.4 million to the Brooklyn Mosque, the Blind Sheikh's Mosque, between 1987 to 1992, the period during which the bombing was being planned, according to the American Spectator. So now I'm in the process of looking for these public tax records to confirm that. So right now I got three sources claiming that $1.4 million went from the Wabc Foundation to the Blind Sheikh's Mosque. I got three. If I can get something closer to the public tax records, we have statistical significance. I'm close. But what's really crazy is, to give you an idea, now, I'm going to stick with this Blind Sheikh's Mosque. So we know 1993 was when there was the bombing of the World Trade Center. So before then, there was documented a lot of preparation and a lot of, at least some of the preparation, the planning for this bombing of the World Trade Center happened at this Blind Sheikh's Mosque before 1993. And if that is true, according to public records, that the Wabc Foundation gave $1.4 million to the Blind Sheikh's Mosque. That's crazy. How doesn't Clinton know that? How doesn't President Clinton know that? He's the president in 1993. He was president during the time of the Blind Sheikh's bombing of the World Trade Center. How doesn't he know, again, that the Wabc Foundation is giving money to the Blind Sheikh's Mosque? Right? That's one thing. And then I got this other thing in the Clark Law Review Journal. Information provided by some defendants that was led by, there was an FBI investigation, according to this. This is why, this is a law journal. Law journals, in my world, are statistically significant. These are peer-reviewed articles put into a law journal. So these are statistically significant. So we got this Brooklyn ring led by al-Rodney, an investigation is being put out there by the FBI, investigating this Brooklyn ring. And so the investigating agents used Title III wiretaps, physical surveillance, grand jury subpoenas, undercover operations, and 5 search warrants to indict approximately 20 individuals for unlicensed money remitting. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, I'm going to show you in a minute. Most of the defendants within this investigation of this Rani case pled guilty, right? Nonetheless, the publicity generated, this is I'm reading right from the article. The publicity generated by disrupting the massive Al-Rani ring in Brooklyn prompted a walk-in informant to contact the FBI. That informant contacted the FBI directly and offered information about this terrorist financing. This is why we're getting to this Brooklyn mosque, Blind Sheik's mosque. After this is after the Blind Sheik mosque was found guilty and he's serving a lifetime sentence. This is a new situation, a new sheik over there involved. I'm getting to it, so just bear with me. The informant, right, involved with terrorist financing. Specifically, the FBI claimed to have information about this Yemen sheik, and he was involved in supporting jihadists throughout the world. The informant to this Yemen sheik on 3 separate occasions gathered information from him. On the first trip, the informant asked the sheik about a person who provided weapons to the jihadists. And the informant came back to the FBI with several names. On the second trip, the FBI instructed the informant to get information about people in Brooklyn who were involved in funding terrorist organizations. And the FBI instructed him to start to lay the groundwork for a future undercover operation by introducing the idea of a rich American Muslim who wanted to donate money to support terrorists, the jihadists. Now, this informant reported that the sheik from Yemen claimed to have met Osama bin Laden twice, and the sheik received money collected at the Blind Sheik's mosque. Now, the Yemen sheik was willing to meet the rich American donor. The informant also returned the list of names written by the Yemen sheik, whom he claimed could be relied on to send money from the United States to support terrorism. And the FBI started investigating. On that list was an owner of an ice cream shop in Brooklyn. Now, this is how crazy this is. I'm talking about this because it's crazy. You know, you walk down the streets of Brooklyn, you pass an ice cream shop, and you're thinking it's ice cream, right? It's crazy. I'm going to get to that right now. I just want to say before I get into this thing, that Yemen sheik was found guilty. That Yemen sheik was found guilty. He was arrested by the FBI and found guilty in 2003 in front of a jury for funneling $20 million to Al-Qaeda and $4.8 million to Hamas. Okay? That's the Yemen sheik. Now this is another situation. This is from the list that the Yemen sheik gave the informant. And the FBI started investigating one of the individuals on that list. And he was an owner of a small ice cream shop in Brooklyn. It's crazy. Crazy. You're walking down the street and you're thinking this is ice cream and it's freaking something else. Subpoenas to the store's bank accounts quickly revealed that between 1996 and 2003, the bank accounts of that tiny shop had been used to funnel over $20 million to overseas. This is the FBI's work. Craziness. A French ice cream supermarket account $21 million from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different accounts, cash deposits, and wire transfers overseas to Jordan, UAE, Egypt, Turkey, Yemen, Thailand, China, Japan, Indonesia, India, Italy, Holland, Switzerland, Germany, France, UK. Between 96 to 2003. Only God knows what these terrorists, these states of terror are doing in 12 years later, 2015. Crazy, right? So based on this development, the FBI sent the wire. He's talking and sending. He's meeting with other participants in this ring, this Brooklyn ring, and he talked about sending money to the Yemen sheik, the sheik that was the one that was found guilty on 2 accounts. In a taped conversation, said he already told the Yemen sheik that he couldn't send any more money because they were being watched. And this conversation took place after the Al-Rani arrest and the comment about Yemen's being watched closely in the context of money transmittals appears to be a reference to those arrests. However, during the same conversation, suggested an alternative method of sending money abroad with individuals who travel with diplomatic passports. I mean, this is crazy. I'm going to get into that even further. But when you think about it, this all happened in the Blind Sheikh's Mosque. This all happened in the vicinity of the Blind Sheikh's Mosque as well. So, if we look at half of it, it's unconscionable. How doesn't President Clinton, the former president of the United States, not know? And that's Title 21 of the Federal Code. For this transaction to be prohibited, not allowed, the Clinton Foundation has to know that the Levy Foundation is a terrorist enterprise, a terrorist entity. I don't understand how he doesn't. I find it mind-boggling. And based on this statistically significant data from the Clark Law Review Journal, it's crazy. And then to top it off, to find out that the sheik from the Blind Sheikh's Mosque, the Yemen sheik, is part of that Brooklyn ring. That was part of the ice cream shop in Brooklyn. That if you walk by, you look at it, it's an ice cream shop, and you find out, based on the FBI investigation, that it's $21 million. It had $21 million in their bank account. $21 million. Subpoenas to the store's banks quickly revealed that between 96 and 2003, the bank accounts of that tiny shop has been used to funnel over $20 million overseas. Crazy. This is what goes on. And you mean to tell me the Clinton Foundation didn't know this? I find that hard to believe. This is a criminal enterprise, man. So we're going to continue more with this, with the law review, the Clark Law Review Journal article. I'm going to continue more on it. I brought this out. I took it even further from the Blind Sheikh's Mosque to this Brooklyn ring to this ice cream shop that had bank accounts of upwards of $21 million sent overseas to terrorist entities. Crazy. FBI does great work, man. So I want to thank you so much. We're going to continue further to fill in this outline. I'm going to post the pre-show from last week, and you'll have this week's, and we'll start to put things together. Before I go, I just want to give you a quick talk on this other thing that we're working on over here at 77 WABC. This is the America's Team. You got to join America's Team. You got to join the America's Team. Sign up to join the America's Team. You go to Frankie Russo Show. You click on the post. You put your email in there, and I'll send you the sign-up forms discounted membership fees, discounted merchandise, discounts for events. It's going to be a discount membership, discount card. I'm sending out t-shirts. I got 16 I'm sending out next week. I just finished the t-shirts. My first 50. This is the logo, America's team. You got to join America's team. And here's the t-shirt. This is the t-shirt. Okay. Join America's team. Discounted membership fees, discounted merchandise, discounts on events, interesting news updates, etc. Keep in your loop. We're going to celebrate the greatness of America, celebrate the restoration of this great country which we know and love, America. God bless you all. I'll see you at 106. This is the Frankie Russo pre-show. Yeah, coming at you. Yeah, yeah.